Today we've got one more on the way. Let's go. Let's have a little look around who's next on the list. Out to Faith joining us. Gone for Good by Simi. Let's jump into this one. I always love reacting to Simi, man. Although I think I have actually already reacted to this. Let me double check. I think I have actually already reacted to this. Have I? I don't think... I recognise the video. Let me have a look. Let me have a look, guys. Let me have a look. Let me have a look.
We see opportunity everywhere.
On that previous topic as well, Akome saying all the Nigerian artists like Wizkid, Tiwa Savage, Davido, etc. invited Portable to their events this December. Interesting. I'm going to have to keep an eye. Thank you for the heads up. Makes my life a lot easier doing these because I get told the people I should be looking forward to. It makes radio life a lot easier as well. Let me just double check.
It's all come undone.
No, I haven't. I'd recognise that. Cool. Right, let's get into this one then. I'm always a fan of Simi tunes. I'm a big fan of Simi, obviously. For me, Woman was one of the biggest tunes of last year. On the Just Vibes Music Awards, I did actually have the conversation with her and Palm Wine Pappy about what I thought the track of the year was. It was in my conversation for it. I actually gave my track of the year to Loj and SARS, Love and Attention with Wizkid. That was my favourite track of last year. But there we go. Simi, this one Gone for Good. It came out a little while ago, I believe. This was 19th of April 2018. Let's get into this one, guys. Get your fire emojis ready in the chat right about now. Cub nearly did a bad, but Cub didn't do a bad because Cub remembered. You know what? I just thought in my head Kome's going to be pissed off if I don't sort it out. So there we go. That one's for you. Let's go. Who stores person under babe in their phone?
The word around town is that you're back in town, and I try not to think about it. I try, but it's been so long, and I thought I moved on, but now I really doubt it. I do.
Very nice intro.
Why you even...
Very ballady across the intro on this one. Again, we know that Simi has this range. Do you know what I put Simi in a similar category to? I put her in a similar category to kind of Shenseea, in the way that they're able to kind of expand across so many different sounds, but do all of them pretty well. Like, I haven't heard an area that Simi sounded kind of washed in. And the reason I say Shenseea is because that's something I hold her in very high regard for. Obviously, she does a lot of dancehall stuff. She does a lot of, I've heard her do a lot of reggae stuff as well. I've heard her do a lot more pop-centric stuff in her time. And I definitely feel Simi's an artist on a similar kind of level to that. King and Ang saying, waiting for Stoneboy's 5th album. Interesting. Very interesting. I didn't know he had a 5th album on the way, but there we go. But yeah, I'm loving this so far. Again, very kind of sentimental, very emotional. Let's go.
It's almost like you're having fun with me. But oh, if I set my eyes on you, it's unavoidable. I'll come undone. Oh, I thought you were gone for good. So why you have to pull me
very
back?
pop-centric again. Been a very pop-centric stream today.
You won't be coming back, oh damn you. This is really bad. Shit.
Again, but this is what I like about Simi, man. And I know it might sound a little bit hypocritical after being kind of slating the previous track we just listened to for it being sounding a bit too poppy. This is kind of like classy pop to me. Like, this is ballad driven. This is very much about the kind of delicacy of vocal textures. This is very much about the kind of emotional performance for me. Like, there's something, there's a level to what Simi does which always impresses me, and it's the way she's able to kind of convey a certain feeling within her vocal textures, even when it's on a more sort of upbeat thing. For instance, the tune she did with Joe Boy towards the end of the year, that was very kind of lively, very kind of sultry to an extent in the way it kind of sounded. This, very stripped back, very more pop-centric, very much about the keys and the kind of harmonic structure rather than the rhythmic section. But she's able to cover both. It's quite outstanding, to be honest with you.
You say you were gone for good. Wait till you do wrong, 'cause you knew all along I was doing okay without
I love the drums.
You know, make I try to move on. try, your heart is too strong. Can't be with you and can't be.
This is nice, man. This is nice. Again, we've done a couple of Simi tunes on live streams, and it does kind of take the mood down a little. It kind of settles things. It kind of takes away from the hyper side of things. It makes it a lot more kind of mellow and chilled out, and definitely, it's something that she's able to do very, very well. Again, I love her versatility, man. I love the fact she's able to kind of move around these different areas. And again, the versatility within this tune, it's gone from this big kind of ballad-sounding introduction into this more sort of quite quirky, realistically rhythmic approach as it's moved forward. I really like the fact we've got those big kind of almost orchestral sounding timpani drums in there as well. You've got the kind of sliding percussion in there that's giving it an extra level of rhythm, and she sounds great over the top of it. Again, the arrangement on this is good. Out to Faith for the suggestion. Guys, how are we feeling about this one? I understand this one's a little bit older, so I'm sure people will have heard it before, but how are we feeling about this one in retrospect, looking back at it?
Without you, DTMD, say I wonder why you even come. Oh, it's almost like you're having fun with me. But so if I set my eyes on you, it's unavoidable. I'll come undone. Oh, I thought you were gone for good. So why you have to pull me back?
Again, it's a very pop-centric sounding tune. Like, there are elements of this that you would hear in an Adele tune. There are elements of this you'd hear in a Beyonce ballad. There are elements of this that you've heard throughout pop tunes over the years that have always kind of been there. The big kind of orchestral kind of strings in there. The kind of harmonizing on the vocals that sits behind that gives it this very sort of big uplifting feeling. But yeah, this is sounding so good, man. Again, out to Akoma saying her voice is so calming. I agree. When I'm having a bad day, I listen to Simi. What's the tune that I listen to? There's a couple of hers. I listen to Doodoo K quite often. Woman for me is an absolute anthem. I listen to Friends with Benefits quite a lot as well. There's something so just relaxing about her vocal texture. It's very angelic in the way she projects. Faith, towards the end of the tune, you can hear the backing vocals from Adekunle Gold. And again, this is something else I really like. I love the fact that they make music together. I think it's such a cool thing to be able to see from a fan's perspective, kind of seeing that intertwined. This is out to King Anang saying this is the kind of song you would put on whilst cuddling with Bae. Oh, it's very cute. Very, very cute. Get me all emotional now.
You won't be coming back, oh, damn you. This is really bad. Shippy, you say you gone for good. Tell me why, oh, you have to pull me back. Shippy, you say you won't be coming back, oh, damn you.
Even the little kind of additions of the cowbells and things like that running throughout the middle of this one definitely give it a different direction, which is really, really cool. I love the fact that rhythmically it's not afraid to kind of try different things as well. The percussion on this is very, very clean. The general arrangement is wicked. Again, we just get to hear the kind of breadth and sort of the sort of width, I suppose, of Simi's vocal range and how comfortable she sounds over this much more sort of pop-centric sounding approach. It sounds great. Out to TA saying, react to Young T and Bugsy's new song. It's called Blessings. I have actually already recorded a reaction to that one. I had a little bit of trouble with copyright today, and I don't have time to edit it down today, so that will probably drop tomorrow on the channel, if not on Sunday, but I will be reacting to that one at some point if I can get it past the copyright. Every now and again, even though the channel shadow ban was lifted a few months ago, we do still get copyright sort of snags here and there. Unfortunately, it's just something you have to deal with in the world of YouTube. I'm going to skip this one forward just to kind of hear these vocals that we were hearing of from Faith. There we go. Is that Adekunle? That's brilliant.
Goodbye, baby. Goodbye, baby. Oh.
Well, there we go.
You have to bring me back here.
Sounds of Simi warming our hearts on a Friday afternoon. Why do I sound like I'm back on radio? I always do. I don't know why. Whenever I do radio interviews, I always get told you just sound like you're on radio 24/7. I don't know why that is. I get it in YouTube comments quite a lot as well, saying you should run a radio show, and I always reply saying I do. It's my day job. I don't know why that happens. I just randomly go, and fabulous. But there we go. Right, we've got time for two more. We're going to do one quickly, and then we're going to get into our final track of the day, which has been requested by IK Fuego. Right then, kind of going through the chat. Out to everyone who has joined us today. It's been great seeing so many of you. Out to TA, out to King Anang, out to Kome, as always. Out to Lucky Chukwuma, out to other people in the chat. Let's keep going. Out to Tensum, out to IK Fuego, as always. Out to Bronny joining us also. Out to Gabriel in there also. Out to Rakaya joining us. Horror Queen as well. It's good to see so many of you joining us today. Out to Tolu in the chat also. I think you are next on the listing, Tolu, so we're going to get into this one next.
Them sounding so good right now, but they're sounding a bright and town.
Guys, press, place. Who's the boss man?
Yo, this is Skepsis and you're listening to CubReacts.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, CubCamTV. Stay locked.